Well, it's a massive headache and security concern for India to its south. Despite serious concerns raised by India, Sri Lanka has now allowed Chinese spy ship to dock at its port. Now, the satellite tracking vessel arrived at Hambantota port on Tuesday morning. Times Now has also accessed exclusive pictures and visuals of the ship in the Chinese-built Sri Lankan port. Now, Sri Lanka's foreign ministry has said that the ship will be allowed to remain in port until the 22nd of this month. Colombo, meanwhile, had appealed to heed to India's concerns, but clearly it seems China's financial and strategic muscle seems to have prevailed over Sri Lankan government.
This is the Yuan Wang-5. Take a close look at these exclusive drone images of a vessel that has the security establishment of 3 countries in a flutter. On Tuesday morning, Chinese ship Yuan Wang-5 docked at Sri Lanka's Hambantota port at around 8:30 a.m. despite India's repeated objections to its presence there. Wang's arrival was welcomed with much fanfare. A red and white banner was festooned on the upper deck that read, "Long live China and Sri Lanka friendship." Men in white shirts and black trousers stood on deck waving Chinese and Sri Lankan flags. Even though no senior politicians were in attendance, several Sri Lankan lawmakers stood by the dockside.
I am reporting from Hambantota port. Chinese spy has arrived to the Sri Lankan port. Welcoming ceremony is going on currently. The arrival of ship to the Sri Lankan is barked. Objection from the neighboring country in India. India has raised an objection to it. But Sri Lankan, many parties, politicians are participated in this ceremony today, and they said many different idea about Chinese communication ship. But India has said it can also be seen as a violation of security norms as a ship. Is no further spy work.
Even though Yuan Wang is called a research vessel, India and the US have for long suspected that it is dual use, with an ability to spy on Indian military establishment in the area. After initially accepting India's concerns, on Saturday, Sri Lanka did a U-turn, allowing the ship to dock at Hambantota between August 16th to 22nd, ostensibly to refuel and take in other supplies. They have also told the Chinese crew to not engage in any research. The ship's presence has now led to fresh round of finger-pointing between India, China and Sri Lanka, with Beijing accusing India of unnecessarily interfering in the relations between two countries.
This kind of vessel visit Sri Lanka is not the first time. In 2014, the China also, this type of the vessel visited the Colombo. This is very natural, very natural. Yeah. So I hope our media friends to how to tell the Sri Lanka people, tell the whole world the objective of the issues.
There had been a small controversy and it has been all settled, and the government has given permission for this to berth in Hambantota port. It's a peaceful mission. They have come for replenishment, and I was glad that I was able to represent the His Excellency the President to welcome the ship. It will strengthen further bond, consolidate our friendship between China and Sri Lanka. So China has been a very long-lasting friend for us.
For a debt-ridden Sri Lanka, it is a tough balancing act between China and India. One country to whom they owe billions in credit, and another which has been a friend in need always. Now, with the island nation giving a conditional go-ahead to the docking, on Yuan Wang, India's primary concern will be to preserve its integrity and security in its south. Bureau Report, Times Now.
This Chinese spy vessel is going to be anchored at the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka until the 22nd of August. Why is this a concern for India? Because there are 2 installations on the south coast of, on the south of India, closer to the island nation on the east coast of India, that are in the radar of this spy vessel. Now, we're given to understand that the reach of this particular spy vessel is about 750 kilometers. 2 installations that are on its radar would be the Kalpakam nuclear plant, also the Kudankulam nuclear plant, which is why it is major concern for New Delhi as to what this ship is capable of and the kind of information that this ship would be taking back to Beijing once it leaves this port of Hambantota in Sri Lanka. Now, while Sri Lanka was reeling under crisis, India was a friend in need. Here's what we did to help Sri Lanka out like a big brother. We gifted a Dornier Maritime Recon aircraft to Sri Lanka 24 hours before the Chinese ship actually docked and Hambantota. India also extended $3 billion in aid to assist Sri Lanka since January this year, just in the last 8 months. We also extended $400 million currency swap with Sri Lanka in just April this year to lift the island nation out of the economic crisis that it was suffering. A line of credit of $1 billion was also extended to the island nation by New Delhi. 480,000 metric tons of fuel with credit line of $500 million was also extended to Sri Lanka while the country had absolutely no fuel that was left there. India also deferred a loan repayment that Sri Lanka owes us. $1 billion is the loan. That loan has also been deferred. We've also provided 9,000 metric tons of rice and aid to Sri Lanka while people were suffering there. There was absolutely no groceries that were left in their supermarkets or shops. New Delhi has also provided 50 metric tons of milk powder in aid amidst that crisis that we saw earlier this year. New Delhi also provided 25 metric tons of medical supplies so far in the last 8 months of this year. We have also assured supply of 6,500 metric tons of urea to Sri Lanka. So India has really been a friend in need for the island nation. Will Sri Lanka now return the favor? That really needs to be seen.
All right, let's shift.